Hey everybody, welcome to episode, I think 14 of NEGU TV. We're just going to kind of call this the Merry Christmas, Happy New Year edition. Last time we were connecting with you guys, we were just finishing up Giving Tuesday. If you were part of that, thank you so much. We set a record, over $30-some thousand was raised. And again, thank you for your support. But we went right from hashtag Giving Tuesday to hashtag Give Joy, which has been our entire theme for the month of December. And so we did a lot of things. We're still doing a lot of things to help spread joy and give joy to kids and families and super sibs impacted by childhood cancer. And we get to do this because of amazing people like you that choose to donate and believe in our mission and stuff. And so one of the things that we were doing during the hashtag Give Joy month was this incredible hospital tour, and the two champions of that tour are joining me in the set, Cory Tomlinson and Shaya Rees. Yes, Jessie's big sister's in the house today. Whoop, whoop. But I want to give you guys a glimpse into this tour because we actually sat as a team yesterday and had Shaya and Cory and some others that got to go in and deliver these awesome Winter Wonderful Joy Jars to the kiddos. Share what was happening and the impact. And I doubt you're going to get the amount of emotion that yesterday, because we were all like, had Kleenex and blowing our noses and stuff, because it was very emotional, to just be flat out honest with you. Because, you know, when there's fires, most people are fleeing the fire, and then those wonderful firemen, they run in. Well, we're kind of like the firemen of childhood cancer. You know, when people are like, oh, I don't know what to do, there's kids fighting cancer, we go, hey, Jess gave us a mission, let's go. And let's extend a hand of love and compassion and support and encouragement. And so that's what happened during the tour. So, Cory, where did the tour kick off and where did it finish? And give us some highlights.
Yeah, so the NEGU for Kids Pacific Coast Tour went from Seattle down to Orange County. And we stopped at 14 children's hospitals and made a couple detours across the country. We ended up taking a little bit of a turn that second week. We went to Tucson, Arizona, and also we had some friends spread joy in Lexington, Kentucky.
Wow.
But we started in Seattle, did an amazing visit in Tacoma, Washington first at Mary Bridge Children's, Seattle Children's the next day, went to Dornbecker down in Portland, and then that final week we made our way from Los Angeles down to Orange County through Loma Linda and that whole area and did 8 visits in Southern California.
8 in 1 week.
Yes, yes. It was a pretty wild ride. Shay and I were really tired, and it was emotionally really difficult, as you were touching on. And ultimately, the best way I can describe it is you got to refresh in between every room that you go to. And ultimately, you want to give your best to those kiddos. And you walk into one room and you got to be on your A game. And maybe that kid is super excited and watching his favorite TV show on the screen and loves everything that's in Jessie's Joy Jar, and we're having a great conversation. But then you step out and you finish that room and you walk into the next one, and maybe Child Life says this is a really shy kiddo and it might be hard to get some words out of them. You can really tell the impact that you know, that their treatment is having on them at that time, and you just kind of have to go through those ebbs and flows. And I say kudos to the caregivers that work with these kids every single day.
Love you, caregivers. Yeah, you guys are awesome.
Absolutely. But the tour provided an amazing opportunity for us to spread so much joy in those 3 weeks, and we definitely saw how Jessie has been working across this country and spreading so much joy to these kids.
Yeah. Wow. And Shay, you got to go this week as part of the tour back to where Jess pulled her little red wagon at City of Hope. How was that?
Yeah. It was cool because when Jessie was going through treatment, a lot of it was, you and Mom did a really good job of trying to make it normal for JT and I. So I only went to treatment with her once, and I never saw the doctor's appointments. I never saw that side of her treatment. I got to see the effects of cancer on her and her deteriorate and but stay so joyful and positive, and I got to see her at home and kind of try to be a normal sibling around her. And then I would see through videos and photos of her at treatment, or her getting to pass out joy jars at City of Hope, and see that video is just like permanently in my mind of her, where you can see how her treatment has visibly taken a very big toll on her. But she's there pulling this little red wagon with all her joy jars that we stuffed in the garage, and she's there because she just wants to encourage the other kids. And it's not about what she's been going through, but it was about trying to put a smile on the other kids that she relates so closely to. And so going to City of Hope, I didn't really know what to expect, but it was special for sure. And I know that that day was insane in our lives. And just the last day of tour, starting there after a really emotional morning, and walking in and hearing how the caregivers were saying that it had been an emotional week for their staff, and knowing that we kind of just had to be there and spread joy, which is what Jessie wanted, as simple as that.
Right.
And it didn't matter what. The Joy Jar just created this amazing opportunity that it breaks down all the barriers, and you get to kind of just be in this space where they feel like a normal kid, and you realize how special it is to kind of just bring that back for them. Because I know how hard it was on Jessie. A lot of people pull away.
Yeah.
And it is like you say, like we kind of come in and we just, the conversations you have, and you hear stories, and you get to realize that these kids have passions outside of being stuck in the hospital.
Yeah.
And they have dreams and aspirations, and maybe they're from another state, and they're here in the hospital, and getting to kind of just put a smile on their face and pull that red wagon was like, it's cool. The red wagon definitely means a lot to Cory and I.
That's awesome.
So yeah, it was
That's
special.
awesome. So again, NEGU Nation, your support not only spreads joy, but it also sends people to be your ambassadors. Kind of, you guys are helping us financially and encouraging us, and then we get amazing volunteers to fill these jars and corporations, and then we send people out to deliver them. Cory, I think you said at one visit there was 10 Olympic medals?
10 Olympic medals at one visit, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so we had...
so you brought 9, and then who was the other one?
Yeah, so all 9 of mine were there, yeah, and then Lenny was there. No, but, yeah, so it was cool. Like, touching on that, I wanted to share about that. We had 19 All-Stars spread joy the past 3 weeks.
Thank you, All-Stars. Yeah. You guys are amazing, too.
Which is amazing. And
they donate all of their time.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
It's crazy. So, yeah, at our UCLA visit last week, we had Lenny Kreiselberg, who has 4 Olympic gold medals. We had Jordan Weber, who has 1 Olympic gold medal in gymnastics. And then Nastia Lukin, who has 5 Olympic medals herself, 1 gold and a lot of other colors, and just an amazing heart that she had to come into the hospital.
And they let the kids hold them.
Yeah,
that's
was pretty
so
sweet.
cool.
And you know, when they bring the medals into the hospital, it's a pretty special moment. But I think we can definitely say that for us, a even more special moment is not the Olympic medals, but the awesome NEGU champion gold medals that these Olympic gold medalists put around their neck. Yep. You know, you watch the Olympic Games and you get to see when they're standing up on the podium and the medal goes around their neck, and they get it put on that way, and they dip their head down, and we see these kids dip their heads down just like that too. And to have an Olympic champion put it around their neck is pretty special. But it was really cool to see our All-Stars hearts, you know, break in the way that our hearts were breaking for these kids, but also spread so much joy and have not their own interest in mind first at all. I mean, a caregiver actually sent me an email last week that they were talking with the other staff members at the hospital, and they said it was very evident that no one had their own agenda that day. It was all the agenda of encouraging kids. Yeah. And that's a testament to our All-Stars. It truly is. To them wanting to take time out of their day, of their busy schedule, to want to spend 2 hours to just go put smiles on kids' faces and encourage them to NEGU. Yeah. It was really special to have them with us, and from all different walks of life. I mean, one day we'd walk in with a guitar, one day we'd walk in with a gold medal, one day we'd walk with a World Series ring, and we had some professional women's soccer players that joined us that truly just had the enthusiasm to bring and spread so much joy to these kids. It was just a really special time.
Yeah.
That's so great. Well, thank you both for playing your part in helping us #give joy.
Yeah.
Because it's clear that there was a lot of joy distributed because of all of your hard work and everything. So again, just amazing. Another thing though, as we were going through this month, is part of our #give joy was because of the amazing supporters of Ava's Kitchen and the money that was raised at that event. We were actually able to give, last year we gave 25 families $1,000. This year we got to give 75 families $1,000. So in total, over $100,000 have been able to help families, courageous families, during this time. And so Shaya, when you guys were up in Oregon, I believe you actually got to go deliver a check to one of the courageous kids.
So we got to deliver 2 checks over the whole tour, but one we did in Seattle and one we did in Oregon. The one in Seattle was kind of fun that we were in the playroom and Cory knew we were going to be delivering a check to a family. We were supposed to be doing it later in the day, and he had told me that they had been put back into the hospital, so we were going to end up coming back to the hospital later and visiting them. And we're sitting in the playroom. It was a playroom visit, and this little boy walks in with his mom, and they recognize our shirts. And we were like, oh, that's cool, and like we were totally oblivious. And then Cory heard the name, and he like looked at me, and we realized like that's the little boy that we're going to be giving a check to.
Yeah.
And he had no idea, but we had coordinated with Mom a little bit, and so it was cool to kind of just get to see him and talk with him a little bit before, and then surprise him later with his own holiday joy jar that then had a check that means a lot to the family.
Absolutely.
And it's cool to get to kind of meet these families in a different space and do something that can hopefully take some weight off them, and that they don't have to stress about one more thing, or that they can just be a family and be present and enjoy all the moments and memories that happen with their child. And I thought it was super cool. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And then in Oregon, we got to go to this courageous little girl's home.
Yeah, that was really fun.
And it was really cool to be able to encourage her. She was not having a very good day. And when we showed up, you could tell that she was excited that someone wanted to come and see her.
Yeah.
That's so great.
And so Caitlin was with us, Caitlin Sandino, and she brought her medals in and got to share those with the family. And they got to ask her a ton of questions about her Olympic experience. And then when it came time for little Miss Holly to open up her joy jar, you could tell she was just so grateful. And you know, for their family, Holly has a lot of brothers and sisters, and it was evident that Mom could really use some assistance this holiday season.
Absolutely.
And for us to be able to have the opportunity to bless their family with some assistance was really cool. And later that day, I got a text from Mom that just said, the rest of the night, Holly was feeling so much better.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't her having to sit in her room anymore in the dark like she was having to the first part of the day just because of what she was going through.
Yeah.
But just that she was able to smile and be a kid and kind of be normal.
Joy is a good medicine too.
Absolutely.
Of course.
Absolutely.
So I've received all these comments, and I just want to read a couple others to you guys regarding families that had received one of the $1,000 checks. We were able to encourage families in 48 states. We almost got to all 50, but 48 states, 75 families. And so this one writes, just don't know how to say it, but thank you. With the bills and the holidays coming up and my car is no longer working, what a huge blessing. Thank you. This other one, oh my gosh, all capitalized. I'm in shock. We are unable to pay our rent. Our water bill is 3 months behind, but now because of you, we're able to do that. And then Oh my gosh, you guys have no idea how much this will bless our family. The past 2 months, we've had to travel 500 miles round trip every weekend to be with our daughter in the hospital. It has cost us so much. She finally came home last Friday. This will help us have Christmas for her like we didn't think we were able to. It's just, I get goosebumps thinking about it because we get to do this because of generous people like you, and we really hope that we're in a position next year to be able to help more families. We really do, because it does. It helps them in the time of need. I always tell people that ask me about being a parent of a child fighting cancer, and it was always, there's two things that go up. Your stress goes up and your debt goes up. And so if we can help alleviate a little stress with some encouragement and maybe help their debt go down a little bit with a little check, we're super grateful of that. And all the families that we were able to find and pick, they all came from our Year of Joy program. So if you ever find a family that just had a child diagnosed, if you're unfortunately a courageous family and you're going into the hospital, tell families to go to jessie.org/joy, and they can sign up, and we'd love to start loving on them on a regular basis. And maybe next year when we do our random drawing of names, their name might get picked. But it's clear that we have #GivenJoy this month. Yeah. So thank you both for rolling up your sleeves, probably not sleeping very much. Crazy weathers, fighting colds, and but it's so great because Seattle, so 5 states, Washington, Oregon, California, Kentucky, and Arizona, tons and tons of kids. And so we just wanted to kind of pause and kind of say thank you for all of your support. We hope you have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. But just know, and I hope this gives you a glimpse into knowing that your dollars are making a difference in a lot of people's lives. And we're grateful for that. So again, have an amazing Christmas and holiday season, and we'll talk to you into the new year. But for Cory and Shaya and myself and our entire family and foundation, we're grateful for your support, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.